The one more matter I want to add is what we call the shadow of death. It is a destruction. How many of you read the book of Psalms 23? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. So the story of Psalm 23 is that as long as he was foolish enough to allow the Lord lead him, the Lord was leading him to good places. And the time he decided to lead himself, he led himself to the valley of the shadow of death. The shadow of death is a situation when death casts a shadow. I hope you know what a shadow is. If the shadow is cast, it means the reality is not too far away. Before death covers somebody, it casts a shadow first. It's when we start praying that I will know in this congregation if there are people that have the shadow of death here. When we start prayer. I was supposed to deliver a few items to us, but we can only do 2 for tonight. Legal bondages, which are based on transactions, demonic transactions, transactions with demons. Like the person that I saw, that the spirit that is contending with you is from the water. That is because of transactions that your parents did, and because of the principle of headship. You have inherited that transaction, and you never fought against it, and you never renounced that spirit. So the spirit is also part of the baggage of your inheritance. You have a part in it, not through your personal transaction. You have a part in it through the transaction of your parents. So if you do not denounce it, you do not fight against it, you do not war against it, even though it is not, Satan doesn't have a right. Because of your consent, it became your bondage. We're going to pray because of time. I don't want to keep you for too long. The promise I have to Pastor Ben, my great friend, is that I will come back. Don't clap. Just listen. Just listen. Because he can clap. Pastor Ben can clap if he wants. Now, what I intend to do is let us sit down and study the Bible for a few days. After studying it for a few days, some of you will be delivered without prayer. Let's study it for a few days. And you'll be amazed what is in the Bible that you have refused to look at. A believer can be bound, and indeed many are bound. Oh, you don't understand inheritance. I've called you to reap where you have not sown. I've called you to straw where you have not bestowed labor. Your hands doesn't need to be involved in an inheritance. Oh, have you not read the scripture that said a good man leaveth an inheritance for his children? What do you think the meaning of that scripture is? Inheritance. In his goodness. He's a good man. He's good to people. He's good to his neighbors. Good to everybody. He's helping people that are fatherless. He has secured an inheritance of goodness for his children. His children are going to be naturally better than the other children because of the investment that came as an inheritance. And it's not only good things that transfer from the lineage. Demonic things also transfer. So when you know you come from a demonic lineage, you take advantage of the constitution. That's when you quote that scripture. I am a new creation. This is not my portion. Any transaction you had, it doesn't include me anymore. Because by reason of the covenant that I have with Jesus in redemption, my destiny comes from Jesus, not from this lineage.